Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to Madden 18 on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's Keenum's Vikings going up against Keenum's Vikings.
All right, Larry, it's one of the new jewels of the NFL, no doubt, as you get a look inside U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. First carry for Latavius Murray. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now Keenum throwing on second. Flush to his right. And he's got some space here. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Let's go. Here we go. Detroit. Hurry up. Here we go. Blue 90. Over. All right, that's in there, Barney. Over. Here we go now. Green 39.
And the play clock becoming an issue, so Mike Zimmer's forced to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
No. What's in there, Barney? All right, here we go. Detroit.
Out of the gun, Keenum. Escaping the pressure right. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. So they get the INT. Now here's Keenum. The throw left side complete to Treadwell. 11 yards for number 11.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. On first down, Murray. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Latavius Murray scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Vikings have taken a first quarter lead. And he's able to put it through. Forbath out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Here we go now. Detroit!
Again, it's Murray. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
You and I both know that you don't really truly replace Adrian Peterson, but Latavius Murray is a really good back. Similar running styles, too. Won't wear the same number, we know that. But when you see him run, you might see a little bit of that in him, upright with some power.
All right, here we go.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Now that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
No. Check. Patriot. All right, here we go.
And the wideout in motion.
Over.
That was second down run for Murray. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They'll run here. It's Murray. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. They're indeed going for it. Bridgewater. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Second down following the run.
Detroit!
Shift together here from the D-line. Throwing now is Keenum. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Give him 30 yards there. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. In the red zone this time. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And he'll bang that one through. Forbath out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Second down, Bridgewater. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Eric Kendricks in there to get him for a loss of 5.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go. Green, back out of that Philly. Here we go.
3rd and long. It's Keenum. Now he's going to send this one deep, right? And got his man complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A big play for the Vikings on 3rd down. 49 yards.
Hurry up, here we go. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. The slot man in motion right. Bridgewater now on 2nd down. Screen play, McKinnon. And he'll go down at the 28. So 1:55 to go in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll try the right side with Murray. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. On now is Kai Forbath to try the field goal. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And this is going to be no good. He misses it off to the left, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Detroit!
Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. Latavius Murray past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. And he knocks it through. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Fielded about a yard deep. And now running right through it. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now out comes Minnesota. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
On first down, Keenum eluding the pressure right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. Well, that gives us a chance to take a step back and look at last week in the NFL. We had two teams clinch playoff spots officially, Charles. The Eagles and the Steelers are in.
How about that? We always talk about December being playoff time, right? The drive. And the Eagles and the Steelers both know that they're in the tournament, as the players like to call it. The Eagles as NFC East champions, although they did lose their quarterback, Carson Wentz, in the big win over the Rams.
The Vikings on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing again is Keenum. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'll tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
On 4th down, they do snap it to Bridgewater. Incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Here we go now.
On first down, Keenum. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Anthony Barr. Coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. They'll motion the tight end across the formation.
Detroit!
A final shot before half for Keenum. Flushed out right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. And never mind, Larry. These two teams apparently anxious to get back at it. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. Keenum now on first down. Going deep for Diggs. He's got a man. Complete. 20. 10. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. 75 yards. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase it.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequential plays we want to run. These things work well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
And down he goes. Keenum is sacked. Tom Johnson busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Linval Joseph in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. Here's Keenum to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Linval Joseph in there to get him for his second sack of the night. They are going for it. Keenum lets it fly for Thielen. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20, 10, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen, 95 yards. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. So it was fourth down. They go deep to try to pick up the first. They pick up more than that. They pick up a score.
I'm not even sure the analytics guys.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Forbath out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Anthony Barr from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. Now a give. This is Murray. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. We see a lot of that in today's NFL, brother.
And that time we do indeed a big hit for a loss. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was third and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time. Fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. So the offense has it 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Keenum. Flush to his right. Room here to run. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
On second down, here's Keenum. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. 23 yards on the play. Final minute now of the third quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Keenum, eluding the pressure right. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. From the gun on third down, Keenum. Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a fourth down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Mike Zimmer's made his decision, and that decision is to try and go for this thing on fourth down. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on fourth. They'll try and run with Murray, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. On 1st and 10, Keenum. That is caught by Thielen. The 40. The 30. Past the 20. 10. Flop. Touchdown. Vikings. Adam Thielen. 96 yards. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind and try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position. We were able to...
He's got it at the 15. A big play there for Minnesota. 61 yards.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Working from the gun, Keenum. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Well, the Vikings are pointing. They've got it. Minnesota football. So the onside kick is recovered. And, you know, I always thought, Charles, as someone who didn't play these positions, that going over the middle as a receiver or trying to recover an onside kick, those are two very tough things to do.
It takes a lot of fortitude to put yourself in that position, but you have to do it in order to help your team win.
Unable to recover it, it costs him. The kicking team gets the football here. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be a second down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Now let's go. Green, Detroit, Detroit.
Keenum to throw on second down. Going deep for Diggs. A swing pass caught. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 51 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. Second down following the incompletion. On the toss, it's McKinnon. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Jerick McKinnon punching it in from a yard away. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Kai Forbath on for the extra point. And the lead's down to 2 scores now at 16. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on second down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, and then you stop that clock. Whistles and a timeout at the 2:05 mark. So this defense wanting to get one more pause in before the 2-minute warning, and they do just that. Here's Murray running right, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Third down and 4.
Watch him now, Barney, Barney. Here we go.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. On now is Kai Forbath to try the field goal. And Forbath will put this one through, and that will make this now a 19-point advantage. And you figure with that, this game's pretty well out of reach.
It would take a heck of a comeback at this point. Being 3 scores down, I think that's too much to ask with time winding down here in the fourth.
Forbath now to kick it away after the made field goal. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He was waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Keenum again here on 2nd and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you told the deep.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Emerson Griffin in there to drop him for a 4-yard loss, and it'll be 4th down. Desperation time for Keenum on 4th. He's going to let it fly. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and he'll take it across midfield,